recorded.
Good morning, guys. Well, I'm here, Phyllis Nash, one of your four co founders, and really excited to welcome you to the Diamond Factory, where this morning you're going to hear from none other than our VP of Communications, but also our DJ, Dr. Roz, also our phenomenal Emerald Dr. Roz. For those of you that don't know, means she and her team do $50,000 in a calendar month, and she is soon moving that to the next rank. And so I am here to thank you. And she is a servant leader of all the kind. So without further ado, Dr. Roz, are you out there? And Dr. Roz, you can close us out.
Good morning, Phyllis. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
All right, just making sure because I am in Atlanta, Georgia.
All righty now.
Excited to be here to watch my oldest granddaughter graduate today. And so, Phyllis, thank you for everything that you do and how you just hold us together. I mean, you are the glue here at Akana to really keep us together, keep us moving in the direction that we're going. So we're excited for everybody that's here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just a quick reminder, there is a special Akana Lifer Diamond and Black Card call meeting this evening at, I think it's 6 p.m. Central Time. Check your email. It went out yesterday. Send it to all the Lifers and Diamond Black Card members. All right. That being said, this morning I want to share this with you. I mentioned it last week because I was all over the place with a lot of different thoughts last week. But this morning I was thinking about this farmer thing again, because see, to have a great business, you got to have a certain mindset. And for us to grow our business, you have to have a certain mindset. And one of the particular mindsets that I relate to in life, period, is a farmer. All throughout the Bible, Jesus relate to us farming, sowing, reaping, all of that. And that's so applicable to what we do in life. But you've got to have that kind of mindset. And that's where it starts, guys. Most of us, oftentimes, the reason that we're not as successful as we should be is many times because we don't have the right mindset. So let's think about a farmer. A farmer, first of all, starts out with a solid foundation. He prepares the land. He gets it ready for planting. He does all the things and gets all the rocks out the way and the weeds out the way, anything that would obstruct growth. How often do we do that? You should be doing that every day. Because how do you do it? You do it with what you read, what you listen to. Phyllis often talks about her devotion time, even before she gets on this call. You've got to prepare your mind. And you know, I tell people all the time, and y'all know, you know, I've been a minister for many, many, many years. But I tell people all the time, the Bible is not the only way to prepare yourself. It's truth. God's word says his word is truth. And any truth, anything that is the truth can benefit you, whether it's a motivational speaker who's speaking truth, whether it's a video that's teaching truth, whether it's a doctor who's talking about truth. All of those are truths that help you prepare yourself. So what today? I ask you the question. Today, already, what have you read? What have you listened to prepare your mind? Because have you noticed how quickly your mind can change directions? Have you noticed that our mind is often an open channel? When you wake up in the morning, you're open for whatever happens. The phone rings and it's a negative situation or a negative conversation or something negative happens. And no matter how much you said you're going to do today, it can change you. It can change the outcourse of your whole day. The next thing that a farmer does is they cultivate relationships. They cultivate relationships. A farmer understands that it is important to build relationships because the farmer knows that he needs other people. He does the work. He sows the seed. He cultivates his crop. But he still needs the supplier to give him the seed. He still needs customers to buy. He still needs people to market. He understands, he or she understands that they must build relationships. Too many times we think we can do this by ourselves. We can't. Our compensation plan isn't even designed that way. Oh, yeah, you can get your website and you can work all by yourself. But guess what? You still need a customer. People often say, well, I don't want to build a business. I don't want to recruit anybody. But do you know how much more successful we are when we build our business? When we get business builders, team members. And when I say that, I mean on every level. That could be a person who is there full-time, part-time, but sometime. So everybody, don't put everybody in the same box, but understand that we can't do it without each other. We need each other. And every time you build a relationship, that might be a business partner, that might be a customer, or that might be, as our midwife has been telling us, to collaborate with somebody else in what they're doing. See, everything may not be a sale, but everything can be some kind of relationship that can lead to a sale. Another thing the farmer does is that they embrace sustainable practices. They do the same thing over and over again. They're consistently doing things because they know if they keep planting seeds, even the Bible talks about sow your seeds, cast your bread on many waters. Farmers prioritize. It's a priority to have something that's sustainable. And we've got to apply this same mindset to our company, to our business. Sustainable practices, money-making practices. That way you can minimize waste. See, there should be no just chit-chat or downtime. Guess what? Even in your downtime, things can happen. I'm here at a graduation, but you better know I've got my scan equipment. I've got my brochures. I've got my business card. I've got everything I need when something else jumps off. I didn't say in case, because see, I'm already believing somewhere in the midst of the days that we're going to be here, I'm going to make contact with somebody. Then the farmer has the ability to adapt to changing conditions. I'm sorry to tell you, but everything's not going to always run the same way. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news or something that you don't want to hear, but things are not going to always run smoothly. Things are not going to always go as you plan. A farmer realizes that because they've got to be able to adapt to the weather change, the market change, technology change. Well, what about us? Yes, in our business, in our company, we've got to adapt. We've got to be able to, I love this, Crystal and I use it all the time, pivot. You got to stay updated on the changes, the trends, anticipate. My mentor many years ago taught a message, resist the resistance. In other words, there's always going to be some resistance. There's always going to be something that throws a curveball because we're fighting a spiritual warfare. You have forces around you that don't want you to win. So you got to anticipate that something can go wrong no matter how many I's you dot or T's you cross, but be able to adapt. Some people, I know, you don't like change. You just can't stand change. But change happens whether you can stand it or not. So you got to stay updated. You got to anticipate the change and be able to adapt to it. Don't let it freak you out. Be prepared to make the adjustment to your strategies and your tactics. And then encourage your business partners to do the same thing. Another mindset of a farmer is to plan for the long term. Oh my God. We live in a microwave society. We want everything fast, and that's why most people are so unhealthy because they're doing all this stuff fast. But a farmer realizes they have to have a long-term perspective. Planning. That seed goes in the ground, and guess what? It does something as soon as it hits the ground, but you can't see it. So we've got to do the same thing. You may not physically see your progress. But do you know, if you are listening to the sound of my voice and you can do anything technologically that you used to not be able to do, that's progress. Do you know if you're talking about products and business that you had never talked about, that's progress. So we've got to recognize and apply this same mindset of planning long term and invest in our growth. Farmers also have the mindset of being resourceful. Yeah, they're resourceful. They make the most of what they have. Too many times we feel like we don't have enough this or we don't have enough that. Let me tell you something. You've got enough for whatever you need. You've got enough to do it right now, not later, right now. So we've got to apply this same mindset and use the resources that we have. Our midwife told us just recently, even when we were at the conference, that our app has all the resources that you need. And see, guys, Akana, and when it was Wakana, was moving in a successful manner when we didn't even have all these things. When we think about our past and our forefathers and how they moved in a way when they didn't have electricity and they didn't have, running water and they had to go out to an outhouse to go to the toilet. Some of us wouldn't know what to do right now, but we got all those things. What am I saying? I'm saying we have progressed. And so whether you realize it or not, you are progressing in your business, whether you can see it on the outskirts, if you just keep moving. And that's the other thing that the farmer has to do. He has to work hard and persevere. He has to have that kind of culture to work hard and persevere. They get up early in the morning, they work hard until the evening. And we often think when it's time to harvest, that's when you don't work as hard. But it's harder to harvest than it is to sow. Because there requires more things when you're harvesting. You got to get extra equipment, you need extra people. So farming requires hard work and dedication. We as a nation must cultivate a similar work ethic. You can't be lazy, bottom line. You can't wait for it to come to you, bottom line. You've got to put the work in. I think Coach Dan says it all the time. We got to put the work in and lead by example. You can't ask nobody to do something you won't do for yourself. Another thing that farmers do and have the mindset is they learn from their failures. They learn from their successes. They learn from both of these because you're going to have both of these in your business. But learn from them. Don't have a pity party. You don't have time for that. One of the best, and you've probably heard me say this, one of the best teachings that I ever received from my mentor in coming up in ministry was that I had 2 minutes to cry. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to be in my emotions. Come on, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, because we are emotional beings. We want to cry. We want to fuss. We want to be angry for as long as we want to. You don't have that kind of time. You've got a business. You may have a business partner right around the corner, and then you walk up there with red eyes, and all they're concerned about is what's wrong with you. So we got to have that mindset in our organization. Continually learning, continually improving. What do you know? What do you know about your products? How well do you know your product? What time have you spent knowing them, listening to the videos? You missed the time. Did you go back and listen? A farmer also is always seeking sustainable growth. Sustainable growth, growth that will last. Because they understand the importance of it. Not getting it just quick fix. We see people come and go. They're here today, gone tomorrow. Just, looking for something to happen really, really fast overnight. There's no overnight success. You got to put the time in. And lastly, and probably most importantly, they celebrate achievements. They celebrate the harvest. They celebrate when the seed comes up. They recognize when they've hit a milestone or a success. Are you celebrating? We've got to create a positive work environment where you celebrate. We do it here. Melissa does it on Mondays when somebody hits that bronze dispensary or that silver or gold. When somebody hits pearl or jade or any of the rankings in our company, we celebrate you. We celebrate you just for showing up every morning. And that's why network marketing is so, so powerful, because on your job, you rarely get celebrated. And you sure don't get celebrated with any money. You sure don't get celebrated with a trip. So that's why we've got to focus. We've got to keep working, even when that seed doesn't seem like it's growing, because the moment you take your eyes off of it, poof, there it is. It's going to grow. And I don't care if you've been here since day one. I've been here since day one. I don't care if you've been here since day one or you just joined. Let's celebrate. Don't forget, this is Thursday night. Thursday night, we have our conference call. Listen, I'm telling you, Kathy Weathersby has been so, so committed and so dedicated to being there. And when we first did that conference call, it was packed. But guess what? Whether it's one showing up or 50 showing up, she's still there. She's still having people give their testimonies, and people are still joining as a result of that conference call, so they don't have to get on a Zoom. So that's taking place. And our community that we do on Tuesday and Thursday night is constantly being a blessing to people. So we invite you to be there. And then don't forget, all the lifers, whether you're a diamond lifer or a black card lifer, check out your email. If you don't see that email, hit me up on communications@akana.com. Let's make sure you're getting all of that information. And we'll see you next time. Go out and do like our midwife would tell us. Push. Bye for now.